So I hear this a lot. I hear, what is valuable content? I always hear people saying, hey, you know what? Why do you post so much different things? Why do you post what you're eating? Why do you post where you're going? Why do you post inspirational things? Why you post everything besides your edited content? The reason I do that is because I want to stay true to myself. I want to post what I like. I want to post what I do. I want to post what I eat. I want to post if I'm barbecuing something. I want to post things that are real to me. I find that when you post things that you like, or things that you how you feel. Um, Sorry, my dogs are walking around. Content like this where it's unedited. You got dogs running around, you got moscas flying around. You're outside of your studio. There's a mosquito right here. You see that? I find that is relatable more. I find that you start to enjoy what you post. I find that you're not set in this little perfect bubble of what's out there. There's so much highly edited content. There's stuff that's out there that you don't even know if it's real, because it's that new AI stuff that's going on. You can't tell if you're looking at an AI avatar or the real person's really speaking. And then sometimes it's so highly edited that as you're watching and you're trying to listen, they get all these little bells and whistles flying everywhere. Yeah, it's great, but it's not me. It's not my channel. It's not who I am, and I don't want to go that route. I understand it's not going to please everybody. I understand that people in my market, people that do photography or videography, are probably not going to relate to that. But I do know that there's going to be some people that will relate to it. I do know that there's going to be someone that just wants to hear someone talk, or they want to see inspirational stuff, or they want to see my dog running around in the yard, or whatever the case is, or me falling down without it being edited out. Yeah, I do realize that I'm not going to be the perfect speaker. I do a lot of the and there's pause and breaks and stuff like that, or there's cars running around, or dogs barking, or whatever the case is. But at least I know it's real. At least I know I did it. At least I know that I'm putting out something that I love. And I find when you post things that you love and you post what makes you happy, then you're happier. I don't want to be caught in that bubble where I'm posting things just to make somebody else happy. I want to make myself happy. And I want to enjoy what I do. I want to enjoy posting videos. I want to enjoy reaching out to people and impacting people's lives, or making some kind of improvement in their life, whether it be photography based, videography based, or just being real as a person. And I think we need more of that. I think we need more people being real with us. Some people say, hey, I post a lot of inspirational stuff, but it's because I need that. Some people get triggered about some things I post, and I'll get some comments and stuff like that, and they think I'm talking about them personally, and it's not. If I post out there that, hey, you know what, you need this in your life, or this is just inspirational stuff, it's nuggets of knowledge for myself. I'm building a library where I can go back in time and see my progression, see if I'm improving, especially with how I speak. I'm not the best speaker in the world, but I'm not going to let that stuff hold me back anymore. I'm not going to be embarrassed if I don't know all the right words, or if I speak differently, or if I don't speak the same as somebody else. I'm not going to let that stuff hold me back. I'm going to do what I love, and hopefully people will love it too. And if they don't, at least I do. At least I enjoy what I'm putting out there. I'm big on keeping photos of memories of my family. I love going back in time and revisiting the beauty of a moment, or the feeling of a moment. And that's what I want to do with these videos. I want to come back in time and look at it. Yeah, I'm probably going to get bored with myself over the cases. You might get bored of what I'm talking about, but at least I can come back and be like, hey, you know what? Man, look how I was back then. Or I'm staying consistent with my message. That's real big. On here, stay consistent with how you are. Be true to yourself. If you feel a certain way, or if you believe a certain way, then, man, that raindrop just came down from there. Stay that way. I love going back in time and looking at stuff I did on Facebook, or my opinions, and they never faltered. They never changed. They never, went with what's going on with time. If somebody else was feeling a certain way, and I wasn't, or if I didn't agree with a certain thing that's going on, then I stayed consistent. So that's my message for today. What's valued content? Valued content is whatever you value, whatever you want to post out there. And another thing I want to say is the moment you start posting for yourself, and instead of the likes and the views and the subs, is when you start to enjoy this. When you start focusing on the analytics and stuff like that, you lose that flavor, you know what I mean? You lose that savor of the moment. You lose your excitement for what you're doing because you're so focused on what, if somebody's liking what you do. So don't focus on the analytics. It's good to know, who's watching your videos or the times and stuff like that, but it shouldn't be all about that. When you start making it all about that, then people will start seeing that, and they'll start seeing a fakeness in you instead of you being real. So value content to me is whatever I put out there because it has value to myself. Otherwise, I wouldn't have posted it. And if it's unedited and there's a lot of bloops and bloopers and mess ups and this and that, then that's how it goes out there. I'm not going to be so focused on it being perfect. Everything that's perfect, it goes to our clients. That's why you see so much behind the scenes, whether like 10-second videos, because I realize that not everybody has the attention span that you would like them to have. So I put a lot of shorts out. I think we got like almost 7,000 shorts. But like I said, it's all just bringing people into the moment. So thank you for your time. Hope this helps, and I hope you have a good day.